What's up, guys? It's Bolt Struck with Duck, and it's not a Chargers win if it's not an ugly win. Yeah, I mean, the Chargers are such a funny team because for the past, 2, 3 decades, forever, it seems like they play down or up to their opponents. Like they could go toe to toe with the Tom Brady Patriots, the Peyton Manning Colts, and they'd also beat my 12-year-old cousin's flag football team by 12 total points. Like it's so weird and just what a Chargers game, especially reminiscent of those good Chargers game with how good Chargers teams with how bad their special teams has been. I mean, what is going on from a great special teams a couple years ago to now it's bad snaps, which I get it. Their main long snapper is injured and has been, but you can't find a single person on the planet that can long snap. That just seems impossible. And it sucks now because hopefully the main long snapper should be back. So there's no point in looking for another long snapper. But the point being, they should have been looking for another long snapper like 4 weeks ago. But bad snaps, they can't return kicks or punts. I don't know what that's about. I mean, they've got to be like bottom three in the league in returns. It seems like we're starting out on like the 20-25 yard line. And they obviously gave up that return. They can't stay in their lanes on returns. And that effort by J.K. Scott was disgusting to me. I mean, you could tell he faked it. He didn't make an effort to make the tackle. He turned his back, acting like he got blocked. And I don't care if you're a punter, if you don't want to attempt to make a tackle in that spot, you shouldn't be in the NFL. I'm sure there are plenty of punters who would be willing to tackle someone, especially when you're not a good punter. You know, if you're the best punter in the league, maybe, sure. But again, you're in the National Football League. I don't care what position you are. You better be willing to do what it takes to win for the team. You're still on the team. Again, special teams nightmare. I don't know if that's fixable this season. We'll see what happens. And only other complaint before I get into the positive, since it was a win, is the Chargers defense. They can't blitz. I mean, their defensive line looks so unathletic. It's one of those things like, thankfully they traded for the guy from Owe from the Ravens. I mean, he's the only guy on the Chargers defensive front that looks like he's athletic at all. I mean, Bud Dupree is always slipping and sliding. He's overrunning the quarterback. He's running back into blocks. Tui Pelotu is like hit or miss. I mean, obviously Mac's a little bit older, but it's like they can't blitz. And that's what people were talking about when the defense looked better with Derwin James out. And I'm not saying it's Derwin James's fault, but that caused Minter to be a little bit more conservative, so drop back into coverage as opposed to blitzing, and it seemed to work. And then, it's almost like Derwin James is so athletic and such a good player that it forces Minter or makes Minter be more aggressive, and the Chargers just can't get pressure. They can't get pressure with 4, but they also can't get pressure with 6. So you might as well just be rushing 4 and not getting. If you're not getting pressure either way, you might as well have more players drop back. That's my take on the defense. Which outside of that, they did play fine today. Obviously, one of the touchdowns was special teams. One was off a pick 6, but you're also playing, the 1-7 young Titans. So they were fine. The defense was fine. Now, again, those are the negatives, which are scary because, again, when you play a 1-7 team, you should be crushing them. If you're the Super Bowl contender, you're supposed to be with Justin Herbert. Which, speaking of, so the positives, a Justin Herbert who's committed to running the football is literally unstoppable. I mean, probably the best quarterback in the league when he commits to running. I mean, he's been so good running the football. And, I get it. Obviously, the more he runs, he might be less efficient because teams are going to expect it more. But, I mean, just such a good athlete. And you heard it on the broadcast where it's like just bringing up the fact that he's 6'6", 245, 250, where it scares you when he doesn't slide because he's a quarterback. He's our quarterback. But you also remember, like, tight ends don't slide, fullbacks don't slide, and he's just as big or bigger than some of those guys. So Justin Herbert is unstoppable when he wants to run the football, and it helps him evade some of those sacks. So he started doing that later in the game. He looked awesome. Let's hope they can keep that up. I love when they do the rollouts, the bootlegs for Herbert. Those kind of design get him on the move out of the pocket, especially when your O-line is not good. Another positive is just Trey Harris seems to be getting better and better. Had that awesome play where he, was twisting and reaching for the first down, which was huge. I mean, Keenan Allen still looks like he's got years of prime left. I mean, I was advocating for him coming back in the offseason, mostly because I thought he was still going to be decent, and he's a San Diego Charger. I like Keenan a lot. I did not think he was going to be this good. I mean, I know that catch on the sideline didn't count, but oh my gosh, like he went up and made a phenomenal catch. Obviously, he's always good on third downs and short yardage situations, route running wise, but I mean, he's still got it. So I'm glad they brought him back. And it's just one of those things, like, now we just got to hope that Joe Alt is fine. Bobby Hart, who has been awesome, let's hope he's fine. Kamani Vidal has been, boom or bust. So I think when Omarion Hampton comes back, I mean, that'll be perfect to have Vidal in the second back role, because, again, he's great in spurts. It looks like he's not going to, get 100 yards per game every single game. So all the Chargers can do is keep getting healthier. Probably going to have to make a trade to reinforce that offensive line. And I'm seriously, the special teams I don't think is fixable this year, just because it's so many issues. I think it's personnel. I think some of it is coaching. Some of it is just Chargers special team curse. It's always like that. And then defense, I think you got to make a trade. I think they have to get somebody on the D-line. I mean, the D-line, Tart is awesome. Khalil Mack's obviously not what he was. Tui Pelotu is, again, so hit or miss. They just got to get more pressure. So I would highly advise them to trade defensive line, maybe even linebacker, because, again, linebacker, another situation. None of the linebackers are great, and, that would help at least when they're blitzing, make blitzing more viable. So go out, reinforce the offensive line, get someone who can cause pressure on the defensive line, get healthy. And I mean, for all the negatives, this is a team that, again, they'll play down to some of these bad teams, but they can obviously play with the best as well. So those are my takeaways from the game, but let me know what your main takeaways from this Chargers over Titans victory was down in the comments below. Make sure to like the video if you liked the video, subscribe for more Chargers content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.